Well, hello! Welcome back, everybody, to episode 5 of Commander. We return as the characters head to a fancier establishment to plot, plan, discuss, and share their findings. Now, as you can see, they have dolled themselves up for the occasion. Ellie, the important thing that you learned is Commander Armiger has 2 more ships stored here. They haven't been touched in 3 years.
Oh.
Yes. He has an Imperial Eagle, which is outfit as a combat vessel. And he has a Diamondback Explorer, which is apparently mostly in pieces.
I mean, that makes sense. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the Diamondback Explorer is it's surprisingly adept multi-role vessel, mostly used for exploration purposes, as its name would suggest. It's probably a project that's remained untouched for a while. They even let you have a look at it, and everything's in boxes and is in neatly stored and everything. It's not just the state that Jackson's vessel was in, but it's not space worthy.
Oh, okay. Question: is he still paying on this stuff? Like storing these?
Apparently, the amount he paid covers him for the next 100 years or something. he's paid up front. Yeah, and these things are dutifully being stored as requested.
Huh. Well, that means he knows. Oh, okay. He knows he was going to be gone for a bit. Interesting. All right. Well, let's take our seat at this fancy restaurant. Got my nice jacket.
The fancy restaurant. The fancy restaurant is Urgwin's Inn. Saskia, I forgot what you were eating.
Rainbow vegetable medley, or something like that.
It comes out as a sort of grilled vegetarian kebab sort of thing. Ellie, they have fish and chips. British chips, not American chips. So this is thick cut, but not dreadfully crispy fries. So they're fairly moist.
Wedge
still.
fries.
Yeah.
Wedge fries. For the Americans.
And Jackson. Safe food that looks familiar.
Yeah, indeed.
They do have a decent selection of stuff that you probably tried before, that you can sink your teeth into. Oh yeah.
So he knew he was going to be here for a bit. He knew he was going to be here for a spell if he's storing 2 ships for hundreds of years.
Could be that, or it could be just the sort of fellow who doesn't understand the value of a credit and just has way too much to blow. But he could be onto something.
Maybe so.
I just kind of have a question.
Certainly.
Taco has a question.
Yes.
Would ships that are owned by the same person be able to link to the other ships owned by that same person?
Yes, as long as they had a means of connectivity. You'd be able to link the 2 vessels in the starport just fine. You wouldn't be able to link it to any other ships because speed of light is a thing, unfortunately. As an example, getting into the science a touch, if you wanted to send a message from Earth to Mars, I think it's about 30 minutes of lag, depending on where Mars is in its orbit, that you have to wait just because light is too slow. That's why in the Elite Dangerous universe, that data courier missions are so popular, because data needs shifting about and you can't just beam it out into space. You actually need a ship with an FSD to get it from one star system to another in a sane time frame. Yosh.
Okay.
So yes, there will be data connectivity, but it will be local only.
It's a shame
it would-
Mara isn't.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It would be the same systems that you would engage when you wing up as a team to share telemetry between your vessels.
Okay.
It is a huge shame that Mara isn't here. I mean, I should have loved to get some eyes on that eagle.
Yeah.
Maybe get some.
I took pictures for her. And I did take a peek on how they set stuff up so that way I could redo it over there. But you gotta take out the clunky guns for Mara. I mean, she does like blow stuff up, but she really wants to go fast.
Excess weight wouldn't do for that.
So, Jackson, how did you get on with all the lovely people?
Oh, pretty well, pretty well. They certainly seem to remember him. So, yeah, plenty of cash to splash around.
He, it was very rare that he had intimate companionship. Very often that he would hire massage therapists, and he would often use he would hire escorts fairly regularly to take to dinner. That was his jam.
All right. So, this was a man that looked after himself very, very well. He got plenty of massages, but also liked to appear that he always had a companion. So I'm not quite sure what to make of that.
So I guess either he was just trying to keep up appearances or trying to ensure no one else was matchmaking. Just at a guess, of course.
Maybe so. Not sure how it's all done in the Empire. If this is a common thing.
Well, people are generally happy to be themselves as long as they're kind of doing what they're expected to do.
Ah.
Which is contradictory. And no, I don't have an explanation.
Okay. Things are kind of different. But yeah, they certainly remember him. And he was a regular customer.
So, sorry.
Oh, no, I just had. Oh, pardon me. It seems that this vision chips was still in my throat. I am sorry for speaking with my mouth a little bit full. Could we talk to some highfalutin political person here, Saskia? Could we just push you in front and me and Jackson just disappear for a second to see if they know? Because like, if information, right? Information is king, right? And if you're a high political person here, you would know the information. So we want to either find somebody who's dastardly or high political stuff here to kind of get more information on who he was meeting with. Because like right now, like, I mean, yeah, the two other ships are good and whatever, and I could probably copy the preferences off of that to kind of locate him once we're near, but like we have to be close to him in order for me to do that, and we just ain't close to him.
So, yes, there would be Imperial delegates on board. There'd be no doubt diplomats, but I'm not particularly trained for that. I have a bedside manner, not too much a diplomatic manner, at least not within Imperial circles. I did have a fun time with flight control, though.
Do you think... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I can say as well as a few numbers. They did let me know all about his comings and goings.
Yes. He, so Leonard was probably using this system as a base of sorts. He visited and went regularly. He often took cargo, he often went empty. Very rarely did he ever put in a full flight log or flight control. He would often hop into his ship and leave, come back a week later. Sometimes he'd need fixing up. His ship would be battered, bruised, full of laser marks. Other times the paint would be just worn off because he had been flying in Super Cruise for so long, probably doing some exploration-y shenanigans. The last sets of movements, though, are again not well recorded from a formal point of view, but they do come in at the nearby system of Unzignal. And also a system not too far away. Single jump for most vessels, 2 jumps for Jackson. Of Erasinus, which so happens to be the seat of Baylor Armiger. She is the senator for this area of space. Not a very big area of space, but this area of space.
Maybe we might want to try to pay her a visit at some point in time.
That's certainly on the list of where to go, but
So,
it is going to be difficult to get an appointment officially.
yeah, our guy seems to be someone quite important around here. Or at least his family is. So why are we going after him? What could he possibly have that the Pilots Federation wants?
I don't really think it's the Pilots Federation. I think it's his sister or niece that wants it. Whatever he's got, and maybe it's him. Maybe it's something else.
I'm a little concerned that if this mission did indeed come from Jailer Armiger as a patron for this mission, why was the information that he was more recently seen in her base of operations not passed on to us? It would have saved a good few days, a good few weeks.
Yeah, it would certainly save us some time.
And a few fights.
Or a conversation.
Yeah.
Suspicious. Well, more suspicious.
Someone who wants to try and hide their involvement?
Yeah.
Maybe someone who didn't expect us to actually find him in the end.
Maybe so.
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but
Well, that doesn't make any lick of sense, right? Because if you didn't want nobody to find him, you wouldn't go to the Pilots Federation, would you? You would go to somebody, an independent person, like, right? Like, you wouldn't go to somebody reliable if you didn't want to find him. Now, if you wanted him to be found, but kind of like inconspicuously, then yes, you do go to the Pirates Federation.
Pilots, not pirates.
Pilots. I'm so sorry. I said pirates. Pirates be on my mind. Yeah, I'm just not too. I mean, I have the mind to just go up, knock on Jailer Armiger's door, and be like, "Hey, why we flying around the galaxy for? You knew where he was." You know, and kind of start yelling at her, but I feel like that might not be the best approach.
it may not be the most fruitful. No. Now, if she wanted to keep up appearances of looking for someone, so someone is expecting her to look for them, but then has asked for not even pilots, Federation pilots, but people on probation, people in training, and then send them in the wrong direction. This smells.
Yeah. Almost like we're expendable.
I mean, that we are. I mean, not to me, and you guys aren't expendable to me either. I mean, I like you guys, but I think on a larger scale, I think the kid, Kayla, whatever her name is, we are just bags of meat.
There. Yeah, I agree with Saskia. There's something smells about this. This is there's a lot more to this than meets the eye.
So what are we going to do about it?
Well, we're going to succeed.
We've got a
should
job to
probably-
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone may not expect us to succeed. We're going to do it.
Sorry, Ali.
Oh no, it's okay. I was gonna say we should probably see if she has a political rival on this station. Is there any way we can look that up and or try to find the city?
You could use
underbelly?
Space Google, or whatever the Imperial equivalent sort of information search engine is on the local system network for sure. I'll have a computer check if you want to try.
Yeah. Anybody help me?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Ooh.
It's an 8.
So, yeah, what are you looking for specifically?
Well, I'm looking for 2 things. The first thing is I'm looking at newspapers of like crime reports or gangs or whatever here. And then the second thing I'm looking for is the political adversary. Maybe somebody she beat out in the election, and maybe somebody tied to them. So like, like not directly that person she beat out unless they're here by some miraculous, miracle.
Yep.
Or maybe somebody associated with them. Somebody who knows, because I'm fairly certain that this is more, I think we all are, that this is more of a political, like, hidden secrets. Like, we never talk about Captain Armiger in these circles, sort of thing, but everybody kind of knows about it in the political ring, I'm thinking that's what's up.
Okay. So,
The first is just like a lead, just in case that don't work.
yeah. Where's my dice? Oh, guess we're getting another dice out. I'll go green. We were using the red one, but we'll go green now.
I imagine Astacon's carpet is just dice. He has
Just
lost.
dice. Oof. Okay. Crime, as befits the system's nature of it being boring as heck. There's very little. Beyond things such as a few fights, a couple of people locked away for fraud recently, some petty crime, there's barely any reports of even piracy around here.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not an exciting star system, which it is a little peculiar because there are, as we've got on the screen here, the Assu Vision orbits a reasonably mineral-rich set of planetary rings that one could go mining in. It doesn't look like it's being exploited terribly much, though. If it was, there'd be some pirate activity. As it stands, there's not really much.
Okay.
Yes.
What about the political?
Adversaries. Oh yeah, of course there are political adversaries. You get the names of probably 5 adversaries slash rivals slash frenemies. It's kind of difficult to tell with Imperial politics, especially at the Senate level. especially at the level way down at the bottom of the Senate, the people who are clinging on to those titles for dear life in some cases. Jayla is young for a senator, very young indeed. Early 30s, I think she was. I'm gonna double check that. But, she beat out not one person, but 4. We've got Pete Morgan, Chavez Flores, Ella Clementine Fairbard, and Krishna Poddar. All from the Arasana system. All of them patrons in the Empire themselves. And all of them politically not too dissimilar from Jayla herself. Jayla is a fairly new breed, kind of like Aisling Duval, who was beaten out recently for the Imperial throne. She is a very powerful senator, in that she is opposed to sanctioned slavery as a social, what do you call it? A social safety net. Right. She is opposed to the unrestricted use of narcotics. She is a fairly almost socialist leaning to her. The people she beat out in the election, amongst the other patrons and their citizens, they are ranging from slightly more traditional to super more traditional. There is a big spectrum of political views in that respect, but in terms of political ambition, political power, they're reasonably easily matched. In terms of societal goals, there's not much difference between them. There's a lot of treat the poor well, make sure they don't starve in the streets. There's plenty of educational and health campaigning from all of them. Unlike the Federation, particularly in this area space, some of the healthcare and education is socialized. So citizens and subjects don't have to pay as much, which everyone loves. There's a big list. Not big, but...
Which one is the one closest to us?
They're all in the Arasana system, which is one jump over.
Okay.
It's also where she's based.
It looks
Which makes sense, really, because, that's the seat they were all vying for.
You know what we could do with this information we just learned is we could go to Kayla Armiger and be like, "Hello, Kayla," or Jayla.
Jayla.
I should probably call her by her proper name when I meet her. We could go to Jayla Armiger. We could be all like, "Hello, Jayla. We're the people on your job. We found out it was you. We have not told anyone. We will not tell anybody, but we need you to shoot a little bit more straight with us. If not, we're going to go to your political rivals to figure out why exactly you are looking for this man and where you all last saw him. Because you could have just told us he was last seen in this star system, and we would have saved us so much time." And we figured out it was you, by the way, on the first day. Like, we could just say all of that. And
we would need to make it look like we have some leverage or proof, something to blackmail. Otherwise, being a senator, we would just find ourselves dead. We may need something to confront her with. Other than that, we're here in the system.
Yeah, I'll have, please, Ellie Jackson. I'll have planetary knowledge or culture and law from both of you. Jackson, you'll be at a -1 because you're federal.
Okay.
Saskia. Oh, hello, Chrome. Could you not do that, please? That'd be great. Ooh, not bad. Saskia, I will have from yourself. I will have a culture and law check. I will have a planetary knowledge check. Both. I can find your character sheet. I'll tell you what else you need to write. To roll, sorry.
Oh gosh, well, the planetary one's gonna get re-rolled.
Thought you might. Okay.
Better.
And I'm thinking. Let's have a look. I'm thinking tactics as well. Of your skills, I think this is probably the best role.
Okay.
Not doing too well.
Can I also roll perception to see if, like, who all is around us right now?
Yeah, I'll have a perception roll from everyone as well, please.
Right. So tactics and perception.
Not tactics and perception. I just wanted a tactics off.
Oh, right. Ignore
Saskia.
that one.
Yeah. It's not. I'm not asking you to roll for initiative. This is actual tactics that I was after there.
Right. But a perception for everybody, yeah.
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 Yes, please.
Oof.
Wow.
Could
So
have
we
done
were
with
doing
that.
so well.
Could have done with that other one.
Yeah, we were doing so well.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that was an 11 on perception for Ellie. Yeah. Perception. And actually, if I do this here, it'll avoid having to scroll up on that. No, I'll do it on this one so chat can see as well. Culture and law, 5. Planetary knowledge. Planetary knowledge is 7 though. It's good. That's for Saskia. Culture and law. Planetary knowledge. Oh, hey, no, we got a. Brother Sabathius, you rolled medicine. Could you give me the culture and law, please? Or planetary knowledge, up to you.
Oh.
Whichever's better for you.
Hang
You
on,
rolled
which
the
one?
wrong skill. That's a good thing I scrolled up and checked.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, you
How
rolled
did I roll
by
medicine?
mistake.
All right, right, planetary.
Yes, please.
There we go.
Yeah, it's in intelligence, so you probably just missed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get down to that in just a second. Oh, that's your computer search check, wasn't it? Oh! Well! Okay, so that's a 10, but that's a natural 10. So you get something extra for that. So that's planetary knowledge. That's for Jackson. Yeah. Jackson, you've seen this sort of thing happen before. Not in Imperial circles, though. You've seen this happen with federal officers, that kind of thing. When they're politicking for funding or promotions, if they have something that needs checking in on that might be potentially disadvantageous to them, they would generally do that on the sly. This looks like she's... You get the vibe, I think, that Jayla needs to either check up on or find or get something from Leonard, but can't do it publicly because that could compromise her newly elected position. And I think you've probably seen this happen with immediate superiors before as well. That you may have caught wind of through either rumor or good fortune, or catching the unfortunate private who has been seconded to do this silly task, doing the task, and then they had to explain to the Master Chief Petty Officer what the heck they were up to. Saskia, in terms of politicking and stuff, you've got a general gist of the things that are going on around here with the sort of power play that's happening. The eminent senator in these parts is Aisling Duval. She is the daughter of the previous emperor, and is a social media queen, basically. Immensely popular as a figure, especially with the young. And you can tell Jailer is appealing to that same demographic. In this area of space, that's probably the area of the demographic, and certainly the political leaning that predominates. In terms of politics and stuff, though, you're coming up a bit short. You probably wisely stayed out of politics and got into medicine instead. So, Ellie, your perception. You are attracting attention. But that's probably because you're obviously all foreign. The least foreign person here being Saskia, she still looks different. There's nobody here that you twig as immediately suspicious, but that people are taking an interest in what you're up to, what you look like, how you sound. There's people on other tables, there's waiting staff, there's the person behind the bar. You're getting more looks than you would usually get, or whether or not you're comfortable with that is up to you. But you're certainly a sight to see as a group.
Okay.
Well, whatever's going on behind it, it looks like all the pointers are towards that system. Yeah. I guess we're off to Erasmus next, then. I would propose.
I'd say there is definitely more than meets the eye here, though. I feel she's trying to achieve something, but not publicly. She wants to. She wants to get something done, but does not want to take credit for it unless it succeeds.
I mean,
she wants deniability.
I guess we were asked at the very get-go to keep this quiet and confidential.
Yeah, I feel so that it can't come back to her. I've seen officers do this kind of thing before. If they're booking for a promotion and they want to get someone else to do some dirty work for them, that they don't want to come back on them if it fails. You know, the kind of thing.
Dang it, Jackson. I made the leap. I came out here. I'm so far from home, so I could be out here and making a difference and trying to help people. But here I am just doing the dirty, the background work, the sneaking around for those who have the means to do it themselves. This is not what I wanted.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. It's although it was funny catching the poor guys that they had do the dirt work for them in the act and having to and get them to rat them out. I've got a few officers kicked out that way. It was very most satisfying.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that, Saskia. I mean, I just want to go around and get coffee and fly and fix ships, essentially. This seems all a bit much for me. Yeah.
Well, with
Sorry, I'm
head
thinking.
licenses, we can free ourselves of this rubbish.
I don't know. Maybe this is just what it's like to be in the Pilots Federation.
It
Yeah, but
smells like what it's like to be in the Empire. The Federation was supposed to be outside of all of this, but means to an
Yeah.
end, I guess. Means to an end.
yeah, but they didn't get commanders to take this job on. They got wannabe commanders.
True.
No one asks questions if we disappear.
So if we
It's-
top system, we're going to need to leave a note for Mara. We'll need to leave a comm so she can follow the bread trail and find us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, something tells her she will have skills that'll be most useful.
Yeah. I don't know. This is just all weird.
It is weird. I still think someone does not expect us to succeed.
What's the likelihood we can steal that Imperial Eagle and pretend to be Leonard Armiger?
Oh, I highly doubt that's going to work.
I mean, we figure out who wants them and maybe
I'll-
why.
I'll have a either some kind of knowledge check or cyber, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, cyber or computer. I'll let you roll tactics as well if you like, depending on how you're thinking about it. Up to you. Others can roll
Yeah.
as well if you wish to lend assistance.
Okay.
There's going to be one way of getting a large bounty and possibly explode it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Extremely difficult. Especially for a Pilots Federation ship. It's owned by a commander, it'll be DNA locked.
I've got to put it out there. If you're talking about stealing a ship, we are somewhat talking about piracy here.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to help us keep a low profile. Somehow.
I mean, Apple guess doesn't fall far from the tree with me. I just want answers. I want them now rather than later. I'm getting kind of annoyed. Ailey's getting at the end of her rope.
Well, maybe
I
maybe
don't
there's
like-
just something in the ship that you could find. Maybe that would be enough.
That's true. That's true. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna go off and pay those engineers a visit. And Ellie gets up and throws down a few credits, and then gives a
How many
curtsy.
is a few credits? Because your meal has probably cost you about one. And
It's cute.
let me tell you, this is really good food.
I'll throw down 3 credits too as a tip.
Whoa.
And Ellie looks around at all the people looking at her, and she's like, "Hi y'all, enjoy the show," and then gives a little curtsy and then leaves.
Oh, damn it.
Oh,
Oh, God. Getting up and putting some credits down, and I'm trying to
Oh.
follow after.
I'll have a charm roll, please, Ellie.
Uh-oh.
Man, there it is.
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah, you get a few hearty genuine laughs and a few claps from some of the patrons as you leave, and a few cheers. I seem to have enjoyed that. Jackson, are you still enjoying your
I think it was so
safe
good he
food?
finished it already. So.
Oh, okay. Are you leaving as well?
Yes, I'll go stay with the group.
Okay.
So, yeah, well, I'll leave a credit as a tip as well.
Excellent. Right. Deduct those credits from your doofers. The meal would have cost a credit. plus however much you want to chuck at our staff.
They gonna eat well tonight.
Yeah. So for those in the audience, 1 credit is worth about $50, or 40 British pounds, or about 45 euros. As a rough, translation from modern money to space money, it's a difficult conversion to do because you're almost post-scarcity in Elite Dangerous. Almost. Things like gold, platinum, metals, minerals, stuff like that's ridiculously easy to get. It's very, very cheap to gain materials. It isn't very cheap to get food or manufactured goods, that kind of thing. The sort of raw materials are super abundant. You've got spaceships that can literally go to rocks, blast them apart with lasers and bombs. Easy peasy. But you still have to grow food, you still have to grow cows, you still have to grow other creatures that haven't been discovered yet. That takes time and resources. So yeah, difficult conversion to make. Now, you're going to head down to engineering and see if you can't blag your way in to have a look around the ship.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And I'm hurrying afterwards.
How are you going to blag your way in?
I'll see who else on shift and be like, "Hey, sweet guy, I want to talk about them sweet engines. Can you tell me about where, if it was in the Imperial Eagle, where they would be? How fast do you think that they were gonna go?"
I like this. Ooh, sneaky. Okay. So you're trying to get them to let you in to poke around the engines. And using... Nice. Okay, Ooh, yeah. Any of your social skills will be applicable, I think. And, well, not gambling. But, yeah. Any of your social skills would be applicable. I'll also let you roll repair.
I think I will go with the repair. Do I have to roll like repair and diplomacy or charm or bluff or just
no.
repair? Okay.
This is essentially using your repair knowledge to try and convince them to let you in and look around.
Do I catch up in time?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Now, whilst my rank is Empire Military, does flashing that credential around help with the engineers here? To give a bonus to it.
Honestly, probably not, because this is an independent system.
Okay.
You could just give a bonus. But you wouldn't be able to rely on your Empire Reserve rank. Because you're, unlike Jackson, your Empire rank is in the Reserve Navy. Jackson's is a sort of transfer from his previous military service. You were reserve pressed into action during the Pirate Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Functionally, there's not much difference between the two. Jackson gets some pips on his uniform, and you don't. That's about it. Now that Jackson has retired. So, let's see how long they talk shop with Ellie. Hour and a half, at least, and they still haven't twigged that Ellie is trying to gain access to the vessel. So the who are we looking at here? Actually,
So are we in the vessel or?
Hang on, all of my sound just died. Why did that happen? No, you wouldn't be in the vessel.
Okay.
Yeah, you would be in engineering near-ish. Let's get back in the game. That would be great and wonderful. Hopefully the music still works. No, of course not. So, ooh. I can't do two things at once, so let me... This real quick. Perfect, alright. Yeah, Roll20 crashed. Yeah. So, yes, you're not in the ship, and you have managed to... You have certainly managed to explore the theoreticals about how the heck a vessel as tiny as that can deal with the power output with a set of enhanced thrusters, and equally how the pilot has to cope with those G-forces as well, because those things have a lot of thrust, and in something this small, that's going to translate to a lot of G-forces pushing you into the back of the seat when you hit the go button.
Yeah, you gotta be pretty strong for them G-forces.
Yes, it's so the coolant flow that you have to mitigate. You not only have to increase the flow to the engines and the carbines and the turbines inside, you've also got to increase the pumping efficiency, because when you hit the boost button, all of the bloody coolant's going to hit the back of your ship, isn't it? Your pipes burst everywhere. So you've got to make sure you've got the bracing necessary in the pipes and the arteries for the coolant in order to absorb all of those G-forces without causing a hydraulic shock and without stalling the coolant flow, because otherwise then you're just going to melt your bloody ship. And our old chap here, he's got a big bushy moustache and greying hair, and he brings out a whiteboard and a dry marker, like real old school, and starts drawing out diagrams and stuff. It's looking like they're wanting to talk shop. Doable.
Well, I wonder... math is fun and all, and I do love a good set of numbers myself, but I wonder if it is... Like, what does that amount of G-forces feel? I don't think I've ever gone that fast before.
So, unfortunately, Ellie, you didn't beat the DC I had set for the roll. You're going to... Yeah. Even with Saskia's assistance, even with the +1 you got for talking shop with engineering a little earlier.
I think I have an additional +1 with engineers in general image.
No, it's
No, dealing with
scrappers.
Okay.
Yeah. So after, I don't know, an hour and a half.
Well, whilst he's talking,
yeah.
Can I text on my phone just like a little sneak emoji? I'll keep him distracted and talking shop,
okay,
but
so
one of y'all
Jackson
guys
and Saskia, do you want to try and do some crime?
I want to send an emoji back of the little person that's going like that.
Roll for emoji, yeah, pretty much. This group, by the way, their their encryption method is emojis.
Jackson's all for having a subtle poke around while others seem distracted.
Okay.
Ellie,
I like this. Alright. Firstly, I'm gonna have to do that again because it got stuck on my cable. Ooh, interesting.
Uh-oh.
Jackson,
Yes.
I'm gonna need some sneaky rolls from you. What's your espionage skills like? Where are you here? Let's see. I would like, please, stealth.
Stealth.
And can I
Yes.
give him the help action by being so good at talking and math?
You absolutely may. I'll have. Give me streetwise, please, Ellie.
Yeah.
And as panicked as Saskia is about this, especially like getting a
Reroll.
bounty going forward, gonna try and keep an eye out.
Okay, I'll have
A
perception
panic
from
tie out.
Saskia then.
I'm gonna.
Ooh. Okay, so that's just streetwise. Wow. Okay, so no, that wasn't 9. That was a 10. Sorry, that's a 12 perception.
Right. Okay, so stealth.
Stealth roll.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
What? Natural 10. You get some bonuses to that. It's only an 11, quote unquote. So it's not going to be earth shattering, but it beats my TC. So, yeah. Whilst Ellie and the old engineer discuss the ins and outs of gravity, G-forces, and structural integrity on fluid dynamics, Jackson, you see an opportunity and dip behind the shutter. Oh, excuse me. Dip behind the shutter into the hangar. Less hangar, more like storage bay where these ships are sat. They've been long moved from the active hangars and are sat in storage. There is the Diamondback Explorer, which is in bits, and there is the Eagle. It's an Imperial Eagle. And as far as you can tell, in this room, you are currently alone with these vessels. Oh, hey, you know what I should do? I should also change the something sneaky. This'll do. Okay.
Right. Right. There won't be anything obvious on the outside. Is there a way? Like, are they by chance unlocked? Can I get into either of them, particularly the Eagle?
The Diamondback Explorer isn't space-worthy. You will be able to gain access.
Right. Okay, we will go for that.
Yeah. So, let me. Okay, those are working. Perfect. Right. What are you looking for?
Ooh, now then. Let's see. Documents that might relate.
Okay.
Any old personal effects that might be around. I mean, he knows he won't have a lot of time. He's not going to, count on having a lot of time, so he wants to kind of be in and out. Can't spend forever in there. Anything obviously lying around, like any old documents or.
Yeah. There is nothing on paper here. You can see that straight away. The interior of this Diamondback, the landing ramp, is at the back and it's open. The blast doors are open. It's very dusty in here. But you can see everything is neatly packed, laid out. You can make out ship components. As you walk through the back of the ship, past the engines, you can see that the engine covers are open. The plasma generators are powered down. Nothing is humming here, and from your eye, give me a repair roll. You can check this one off as well. Let's see how well your eye is. Yeah, from your eye, these engines seem to be, sort of quote unquote mid repair or mid upgrade or something. They wouldn't need much to get them back into operation, but that's probably the same for most of the ship. Looking at it.
Okay.
So yeah, documents. There's no paper. Personal effects. What's the best thing we can do? Search here. I'm gonna say perception points, I reckon.
Perception. Fingers crossed. Ooh. Nasty.
You can't find any personal effects. I think your search is probably a little hurried. How does Jackson, when he's searching through everything, what's he doing? And how careful is he being?
Careful enough that he doesn't want anyone to know that he's been there, so he's not going to kind of go throwing things around the room. So kind of a quick kind of open of a cabinet and push some things out of the way, and so that it would not look like he's been there. But I suppose it could lead
and quickly searching.
Yes, could lead to
Perhaps too
missing
quickly.
something that's been tucked underneath something somewhere.
Yeah, it's nothing that you can see. You reach the cockpit. You can see he's got some string lights set up around the cockpit window. They're powered down, as is the rest of the ship.
Right. Right. Kind of the same for the cockpit. Is there anything unusual in there, or anything that's unusually damaged?
Perception.
Even.
Ooh, unusually damaged. Right. Okay. So perception and repair then.
Okay. Oh, that's better.
Ooh.
And repair. Oh. Okay.
Wow. That's a bit better, isn't it?
Much better.
Yeah, no, the cockpit, in terms of unusually damaged stuff, the cockpit looks intact. They've even gone around and sorted out all the cabling that usually you have to deal with for ships of this type, and generally the kind of ships that the Pilots Federation tend to get lumbered with aren't top of the line, usually because they know that commanders are just going to rip them apart and swap everything out anyway. Which looks like what's happening here. So yeah, everything in the cockpit looks intact. It just needs power. You find some personal effects in the cockpit. Tucked away under one of the cockpit panels are some of the drawers. Similar sorts of place you'd have them, for securing just stuff to stop it floating around whilst you're somewhere that doesn't have any gravity. Similar sorts of place on your own vessel. And yeah, you find a couple of date sticks. You find some photo printouts. You find a couple of little tablet computers.
Okay. Right. On the photo printouts, do I recognize anyone that's on them?
Give me a second. I'm just writing this down so I don't forget what I've told you later. Because that's a thing I've done before and I have learnt my lesson. If you'll bear with me real quick. I should have gotten this ready. Actually. So yeah, most There are a good, chunk of photos, and they are printed out on this sort of paper, plasticky stuff. It's super robust, folds reasonably well, doesn't crease like paper, keeps its shape quite well, and it's designed for more hostile environments than just starch and cellulose would deal with. Sure. And there is a couple of very, very striking images. There's this one. One of them. Give me a planetary knowledge check, please.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a nice one. Right, planetary knowledge. Okay.
Nope. It's pretty, but you don't know where it is.
Okay.
And there's another one.
Roll 20, please.
I'll have another
Thank you.
planetary knowledge check from you. And
Right, and again. Ooh, better.
ooh, for sure an ice world, yeah, of some description. This is a planetary body that is far out from a heat source. But interestingly, the star is visible and it looks real close. So that has to be a cold star. There's no way you'd have a world, any kind of planetary body at all, that's able to accrete ice close to anything hotter than a red dwarf at most, and it take up that much of the sky. 100%. That has to be a brown dwarf or a cold red dwarf of some kind. Last one. I've got to get ready for you super quick. You sending any emojis out? And there are multiples of this, by the way. There are multiple of the two worlds. And there are a few sort of generic space pictures as well, such as the galaxy from above the bubble or below the bubble a bit. The fairly nondescript, and there's a few sort of pretty sort of rings and things. And the last picture is this one.
Ooh. Okay.
You have seen this picture before.
Right. So this is our senator.
Yes. Although not when she's the senator, of course. This is probably 20 to 25 years old, this image.
So young Senator Armiger.
And yeah, you can tell you can almost certainly tell it's her because you can see her
That's the eyes.
bionics in the eyes. There they are.
Okay.
Takes a bit of noticing, but for an Imperial to have bionics as blatant as that, yeah, it's a
Unusual.
yeah, very unusual indeed. Okay.
What do we do? Because you can take a picture of those three in particular,
Yeah, absolutely.
just to show the others. Okay.
How quickly are you doing this?
Pretty quickly. Yeah, there's no one to hang
Okay.
around. We're not going to push our luck.
Yeah, I wanted to make doubly sure on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the other things that you notice in here, again, thick layer of dust, This place hasn't been touched for probably the 3 years that they say hasn't.
Right, so it hasn't moved. Yeah, it hasn't moved for a long time.
No. Also you can. How good was your perception? Oh yeah, for sure. I reckon you will notice the first aid kit is also out of date by a year as well.
Okay. Note.
Yeah. Because first aid kits, they have sterile bandages and stuff in them, and they have an expiry date. You could still use them as a bandage. They're just not they're not guaranteed to be sterile after that date. And that's 13 months ago or so.
Yeah. So it's been at least that long since anybody looked at the ship. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
What
Is
next?
that all that's in these drawers? Is this all where you...
Yeah, there's like a few tools and stuff as well.
Right.
I'm gonna give you a GM tip because it's not explicitly mentioned anywhere in the rulebook. You do have your suit recharge tool on your flight suit, which I assume you're wearing.
Of course, yes.
underneath all of that.
Yes, because it's not in the...
Yeah, it's not in the rules.
It's not in the general rules because that came later.
Yeah, because this is an Odyssey thing. Yeah, you will be able to recharge something if you want to try it with your suit recharge tool.
Can I try powering up the ship's computer
Yes.
to see if it can tell me anything?
Yeah, I will have a DC 3 pair check.
Right.
It's not difficult, but
Oh,
there's
Whoa! Oh, thank you, Roll20.
not only do you power it up, you've managed to do this slyly. So you get the computer up and running. And at first it gives you a error notice that it's due like 3 years of updates. So it starts downloading those dutifully, wasting the battery you've just charged up. However, the flight computer pings into life and the HUD illuminates. You manage to get the HUD brightness down as quickly as possible when it does that. Ship's computer's up.
Right. Okay. Previous travel history.
Ooh. Are you going to attempt to download it, or are you going to just look at it? Just downloading it will be more thorough, but will take longer.
Look at it and take pictures.
Okay. Yeah. This is an exploration ship. Zooming out on the galaxy map, the computer interfaces with your flight suit, and you get the galaxy map HUD come up. You can see the travel history of this thing is, it's remarkably detailed. It's a bit of a faff to get enabled and in because the user interface is like 3 or 4 years out of date. You're like, oh god, where has this button gone? And but yeah, it's been to several of the nearby nebulas. It's been out into the Fourmardine Rift. It's been to the near edge of the galaxy. You can probably guess like one or two of these pictures that are on these photos were taken from like the extreme ups and downs, looking over the galactic plane and that kind of thing. Closer to home, this vessel has gone to and from some of the systems that engineers like to chill out in. Desiat, Weird, Wolf, 379, I think it is, where Todd McQuinn lives. Where does Martuk like to set up shop? I can't remember the name of the system off the top of my head. But you do know that's where Elvira Martuk is also set up. Those four are public knowledge. They're fairly public-facing individuals. Even the Dweller, somewhat. Everywhere he likes to keep up his appearances of being a bit of a shady character, but everybody knows the Dweller is in weird. And for close by here, you have to go back a bit, because it does seem that this ship was his exploration boat. Hunsignal, Qsang, a couple of other systems nearby. Hundun is one. HIP 81236, I think it is. A GM tip, that's not an important number, you don't have to write that one down. Erasinus, several times, Erasinus and Hunsignal, several times each. Backwards and forwards.
Okay. Right. Only one more thing to look at.
Okay.
Might be any recent messages to the ship.
Recent messages to the ship.
Or from the ship.
I like this a lot. This is really good. There is a automated. There are a lot of messages that download. You can see now that they were pledged to Aisling Duval. They've got something like 70 weeks of unclaimed wages come through, which is at least 500,000 credits just sat there. There is a rank up for exploration. They went from one of the mid-range exploration ranks to the other. I can't remember the ranks off the top of my head. But there's a rank up message in there as well, and there is an automated insurance notice. The rebuy screen.
Okay. Does that contain where the ship was destroyed?
No. But it is not for this ship.
Okay.
It is for an Imperial courier named Avsha Argach. Registration Alpha Sierra -29 Charlie.
Ooh, okay. So this courier is not here.
Nope.
Okay. So if we've got a rebuy screen there, in Elite, that would mean he hasn't rebought it.
Equally though, don't metagame using the game.
Yeah.
This is the notice that's come through because this is one of his ships. The ships all get the same notifications.
Right. Okay, so at some point it was destroyed.
Yeah.
But don't know where.
Yeah, doesn't tell you where. It doesn't tell you how, but it does tell you a date.
Okay.
And that date was 2 years, 10 months ago.
Okay.
So for those in the audience, rebuy, that is the Pilots Federation provided insurance. They will generally cover 95% of the cost of your vessel. As an insurance policy, you have a 5% deductible. You will lose all of the data stored in your databanks on destruction, usually. You will lose all of your cargo, by and large. Those aren't insured. But if you blow up your ship and you get rescued, you can reclaim your vessel pretty much as it was, as long as you've got the money to cover for the deductible.
Okay. So we can maybe go back on what we know from 2 years, 10 months ago to see where he might have come to grief there. Okay, right, so we've got notes of them ones. Anything else? I would think if this one's been sitting around so long, there won't be any active missions.
Nope.
I think he's
So
pushed his
what,
luck far enough.
Yeah, Jackson is currently... What he's done is he's fired up the ship's computer in this ship that is mostly in bits, using power from his flight suit. Now, there's not much juice in the flight suit, and the computer isn't going to last for a long time on this. And he's checking the entire user interface to see where the ship has been and what notifications that have come through to this vessel because it's Commander Armige's.
Right. Yeah, so if he shuts it down, yeah, time to leave.
All right.
So you can send a few emojis, like a ship, a galaxy, and a jackpot symbol.
one of the little money bag,
A little slot machine.
symbols with it. Yeah, a slot machine. Gotcha. Perfect. All right. Yeah, you get back out. Saskia is waiting at the door for you. Ellie is still talking shop. I imagine it's probably been 15 minutes that Jackson has managed to do all of this very hurriedly and as safely as he could without leaving any evidence of his involvement. Okay, so that's a good one. Yeah. Ellie, this man is still talking your ears off. It is, however, useful. You've learnt some things about high G and high G force fluid dynamics with this. And for taking one for the team, I think the next time you have to fix a coolant system, you can add +1 to the roll. Write that down.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. Let me get that.
Okay. So yes, Saskia. Jackson comes out of the side door there, and you haven't noticed anyone approaching. Everything has been so far pretty okay.
You doing okay?
Yeah, for the jackpot here. That diamondback over there. Oh, that's a gold mine. Yeah, we have some serious information now. That thing has been around the galaxy, let me tell you. But,
Looks like it, aye.
But more recently, and this can only be within, a little over a year ago, it was going backwards and forwards between Erasmus and what was the other one?
No, this would be 3 years ago-ish.
Or 3 years ago.
The year ago is the expiration date for the first aid kit.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yes,
Erasmus here and Hunsignal.
Right. Yes, about 3 years ago, I was going backwards and forwards between Erasmus and Hunsignal. But no one's been into the ship for at least a year. Because the first aid kit's expired. The ship it's in reasonable repair. It would be functional with minimum work. It will be back in space. You know, everything is, it's all clean and tidy, but I think most importantly, I've got some photos from that I found in one of the cabins, and you may recognize this person.
There it is.
Oh, the person who sent us on this goose chase.
Indeed. And also, this, I'll show you this here. So this planet,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you recognize anywhere that this may be. It's an ice world. So that must be, if that's a star, that must be a very cold star.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a desert planet. This one I have no idea.
This is the water world. This is water, believe it or not. It's just a really, really red binary star, making it look like sand.
Well, whoever our quarry was, he was quite the photographer.
Indeed.
There's tons of others in there as well, but those are the ones that Jackson highlights. Ellie.
And the last thing, which I have a picture of here, is one of the last communications received by the ship, which was this rebuy notice for a certain Imperial courier.
Well, I guess that confirms it got trashed. Was it
2 years,
redeemed?
10
Was it
months
signed
ago.
off?
I don't know where. It doesn't say where it was destroyed, but it happened about 2 years, 10 months ago.
Wow. Yeah, that ties up with what we've been told, I think. But there was no communications after that, were there? Or was there?
That seems to be the last one. So our quarry here has been disappeared for years.
Say, you were a chief petty officer. Are you sure that was the case and it wasn't something a little more covert? That was quite impressive.
Oh, the ship's computer was able to tell me that it's wasn't encrypted, wasn't locked. It was all open. Anyway, the spooks didn't. The spooks had something even more advanced. I never even got down that path.
I reckon we should go rescue Ellie.
Yeah, indeed.
So,
Are they still
Miss
talking?
Bacon, this is how you get the coolant to work through the. He's brought his assistant over now. Obviously, federal chap, fairly lean, reasonably attractive. Loves engines so much, and he's like, "Yeah, so what we did with this Type 10." Because, have you ever tried moving a planet with engines as a Type 10? We had to strap the board thrusters from a goddamn courier to the underside to get it off this damn planet. So we had to route the cooling through the cargo hatch using the sketchiest ass cooling cables I have ever used. And we finally got this damn thing up off the ground and into space. Here's all of the details, like you asked. Must been your friends are coming over, coming to save you from me, I suppose.
Nah, it ain't any issue. They probably just want you know, I'm this way too. Whenever I get speaking engines, I just go
Right.
on and on and on.
You
It's just
understand. You understand
get it.
the
I
importance.
get it.
I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
after your life support and maybe your sensors, engines.
it's actually
you
life
go.
support
And they make you
and then
stop.
sense. Yeah, they make you go and they make you stop. Engines can do so many things, and they're just beautiful.
Right? Mm-hmm.
They're just,
His supervisor is just shaking his head slowly.
Yeah.
The chap with the big moustache. Okay, Terrence, let the poor lady go. Go on. Thank you, Miss Bacon. He's been driving me up the bloody wall.
Not a problem. And then it's the younger one that was talking to me,
Yeah.
talking my ear off. Ellie's just like, you fancy giving me a call? And Ellie passes him her number.
Ooh. I'm not even gonna ask for a charm test on that one from you. He is like, yeah, all right. He's up for that.
Amazing. Well, I got some business to attend to, so so I'll see you later.
Yeah, you next time you drop in, when are you dropping in next?
Well, we'll figure out the details then.
Yeah. We can skip over the date details. Yeah, where I'm assuming that you're all not going to discuss this openly in the repair bay that you've just stolen the data and the goods from.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you going?
We can go back to my room. You guys can see how squishy my bed is.
That's a good idea.
Sounds good.
And
Yes,
ooh, we
someone
also
will
get
try it.
pancakes.
Pancakes.
Pancakes. What are pancakes?
Pancakes are like they're think of a cake and make it less sweet, and then cook it in a pan instead of an oven. Pancake.
Okay.
They're also very, very, very thin, I heard. Very thin.
They're not well. They can be kind of fluffy, especially if you get yourself a Dutch baby. But we ain't got time for no Dutch babies, so we'll just ask for some good old-fashioned pancakes. Will be good.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
room service pancakes for sure.
I'm gonna get mine with peanut butter.
Well, I'll try anything once.
Pancakes are delicious. It's my treat. You're welcome.
Oh, okay. Well, we give them a go. I don't think I've ever had them in the Navy. So,
Yeah. So
and certainly
Yeah,
nothing on
you-
the farm
you
was
can-
like that.
you can get up to Ellie's palatal room. And Saskia, your adjective of palatal doesn't match this, but you can see compared to what you've got, yeah, palatal. Jackson, this is the sort of thing that admirals would be sleeping in
Yeah.
on cruises. But for 5 credits a night, all yours. But this is the based on your character's backgrounds, how you would be looking at the facilities available here.
Almost looks like someone could live here instead of, camping it out.
Yeah. This would be top officers' quarters on the hood. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my!
Didn't
I'm-
often get into these places.
This is how your officers stay and live.
Oh, yes.
my word! I'm so sorry.
Really? This is really good. You should see the enlisted quarters.
Maybe
No,
I
it sounds like that would give you
shouldn't.
heart failure.
Jackson, please.
This is the nicest place I've ever stayed in, so I am going to steal this bed, though. Or buy it. Something's gonna happen. I'm gonna strap myself to this bed, and when I go to sleep, all my shit from now on.
These mattresses are commercially available, you know.
Oh, I don't have to steal it? I thought it was something that was like, special for the rich people. Like I wouldn't. I guess I am rich now. Come to think of it, I just spent 10 credits without thinking about it, Huh. That's weird. Do I have to eat myself now?
Best not to take that saying quite so literally.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, hey, I got a date.
You got a date?
Yeah, with an engineer boy. It's gonna be quite fun.
The big mustached fellow.
No, that was the old guy. No, I ain't interested in dads. No, the younger fella. It's just, the age differences got weird.
Now, I did get a couple of numbers from Flight Control. If you did want to make it a double date sometime, when we're less busy here. When we're less busy here.
Yeah, no, that would be fun. That would be fun. That would be real fun. Okay, brass tacks. Pancake order now. And then we'll talk about information stuff. And then we figure out if Saskia's mom. And Ellie goes over and puts the order in for pancakes in the, I imagine, a fancy data pad. Doesn't even have to talk to somebody.
Yep. I think that's basically how it.
And then she sits down on the bed and is like, well, you guys can have a chair or a seat here. And the bed's big enough for, I think, like 10 people at least.
I think the bed is probably like king and a half sized. So,
10 people.
At a
10
squish, yeah.
people. Yeah, I mean, 10 people.
Yes, let's... Before we go chatting about anything that you might have seen today, Jackson, I just want to give this room a little, once over. You never know who's listening and who's wanting information over who.
Can't be too careful.
I'd like to do a sweep for bugs of the room, please.
Okay. Cyber, I think, is the best role for that one.
I can help if you want.
Okay. Yeah. Let's have that roll then.
Oh gosh, I'm not doing too well tonight on the rolls.
Okay, so you get +2 plus your relationship with Ellie for the assistance. How much is that? Another 4?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's bumped that up to an 11. There's nothing nefarious here, but there are listening devices. Mostly the interactive ordering systems, the door controls, they're voice operated as well. Nothing that triggers your immediate concern as a nefarious thing, but certainly those could be used for nefarious purposes.
Can I mute them before we do any chatting, though?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Oh, don't mute them. I had such a hard time getting the doors open because it doesn't understand my dang accent. I was like, open. Open. I had to reprogram them. I'll do it again. Yeah, go ahead, turn them off. Just be stuck in my room.
We can turn it back on again. We can turn it back on again once we're done with business. Or if you need to leave the room.
I'm just afraid it's going to forget my settings. Oh, well, it's fine. I'll figure it out again. It's fine. I'm a smart lady.
I'll try not to turn it off, just mute.
Okay.
Success. I'm not even... No need for a roll for that. That's easy peasy. So yeah, the microphones used for the Room systems muted.
Cool. Right. Jackson, you better share with Ellie. And go over again for me what you've just found, please.
Yeah, well, that Diamondback of his was able to get straight into that. No one's been into that ship for over a year. It has not moved for over a year, and the last activity it had was nearly, the last time it was actually being used was like 3 years ago. It's been all over the galaxy, but in that time it was going backwards and forwards between Hazaval and Erasmus.
Okay.
Very locally. Lots of trips.
Yeah.
So backwards and forwards.
Yeah, a couple of dozen probably each way.
Did you grab any? Did you get any like data sticks or anything I could take a look at?
Yeah, it had and also some so I got the 2 data sticks here, and I've got some printed photos. I got some plastic photos.
Did you take those 2 tablets as well?
Probably not, because they would look conspicuous.
Okay.
Ellie grabs the 2 data sticks and is like, "Thank you very much." And then like you just see her like flip out like her little like portable data computer, just like starts popping them in and looking at it.
Tablet computer thing.
Yeah, because I was thinking sticks I could put in my pocket. Can't see them, but the tablets would be quite obvious.
I mean, you could just blame it on the bulk of your arm. Next time, take the tablets. Sorry, I just really need to figure out what the hell's going on.
Well, the photos I saw are these. So we have some planet photos. We have this.
That's nice.
I gather now is water. I thought it was a desert planet, but it's water.
That's cool. I really like the rings.
Looks pretty hot to me.
Oh, fancy.
They call it Ice
I'll have a
World.
planetary knowledge test from everyone once we've gone over these photos as well.
Okay.
Not Jackson. Jackson's already rolled.
The cold ice planet. But one of the most interesting pictures was of this person.
See, that might be enough to blackmail her.
So that is our
Picture being found on a diamond.
Yes,
on a diamondback.
Yeah, that is our esteemed senator. Also, previous communications to the ship, we have that he was pledged to Ashling Duval. Has loads of unclaimed power salary. He has a rank up in exploration waiting for him because of the trip that he was on in that ship, get unclaimed. And there was also a rebuy screen, a rebuy notice for a certain Imperial courier 2 years and 10 months ago.
Now, he's pledged to a lady to be married? What was that?
Oh, no, this is political affiliation.
Oh. Okay. Huh. Weird.
So 2 years, 10 months ago, that his Imperial courier was destroyed somewhere.
You re-rolling
I
that
don't
one?
believe it. Yeah, I'm gonna reroll it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it was destroyed.
Ooh,
Because here's the
good.
thing. Here's the thing. If it blew up, if it is destroyed, right? He dead. That's the end of it. I don't need nothing, right? They don't need him or nothing. I think it's not the. I think the Imperial courier. I think maybe he might have taken off those engines, drove this Imperial courier around, and disappeared. I don't buy it. Why would we be looking for something that exploded? For this long, this hidden? No.
Whichever way around, we seem to be chasing a man who's not been seen for years.
We seem to be chasing a man who won't be found.
Or that.
So if we're here to recover something from a ship and it's got a rebuy, then it must have crashed into a world unknown to have been crashed into a world. If it had blown up in deep space, we're never going to find anything that was in it. So somebody knows something.
We
Someone
could talk to the
certain
insurance people.
I wonder if they would. That could be privileged information. That might not be easy to find.
I imagine for the right price, they might give it to us. It's a business insurance
Tis a
people.
Planets
Okay.
Federation notice, so.
That's true. I mean, we could always talk to our person and be like, "Hey, we need this information," but I mean, contacting them is gonna be a butt.
It'll be difficult, and if she is trying to keep this out of the news or gossip, then she's not going to want to help. But who else is going to get the data released than a family member after what could have been this pilot's death?
Yes. There are 2 data tablets I have to leave in the ship.
The other question is, whilst the Eagle next door is powered down, I reckon we could remotely boot it from the other ship. Are they tied? Are they networked?
I don't know. I
You
couldn't.
didn't see anything
tell
when
anything.
you were there. They probably would have popped up in a wing or a team if it was, and it wasn't.
Right.
But you weren't looking for that. You'd be. That's that sort of gut feeling rather than hard and fast fact.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
I mean-
we'll be able to get back into the DBX. It's essentially unguarded, but the Eagle, I've no idea.
I mean, I can always see what can happen on a date. A lot could happen on a date, I guess.
Wow.
I mean, I do like this person, so if they did find out, then I would be a little heartbroken. However, if it means trying to get to the bottom of these things a little bit more, then that's fine. I mean, we could just look at the Diamondback and see if they can link up or whatever, you know?
It's not impossible, but I couldn't see that in the time I had.
So,
I'll have a repair roll from anyone that's thinking about that course of action. Saskia, you were saying?
one sec, it's fallen out, it'll come back.
Hold on. that's gonna get rerolled.
I mean, the run of luck that you had today was gonna run out
I know
eventually.
it had to come at some point.
Can we just appreciate?
Oh,
You want to spend one more karma
Oh
point?
my
See if we
God.
can be
Oh,
at
I
this
got-
rodeo again?
I got plenty. All right. Okay. Are we gonna go for 3 in a row again? Here we go.
Yeah, let's see.
Huh?
No. All right.
No, okay. I mean,
Saskia
we did
nails
get
it.
3 1s basically in a row. Again. Roll
I was
20
like, surely not
giveth.
again.
Roll 20 taketh away.
Mm-hmm.
Or roll 20 withholds, and then it's just like, go on then. Peasants. That's the vibe I'm getting from roll 20 right now. So, we've got a couple
Oh,
of
yeah.
planetary knowledge checks here. From Ellie and Saskia. Unfortunately, you don't know what these planets are. You've got inklings, you've seen similar, but they're not. Certainly, the icy planet, that could be any number of literally billions of icy rocks floating in space. It would take more information than Photo provides to properly confirm that location. The water world, you've never seen that place before, and because you've never seen that place before, you don't know where it is, fortunately.
I'm not too surprised. I don't know where nothing is.
You might have seen it in a magazine or something, or the news, or during a game
That's
or
true.
television.
That's true, that's
But,
true.
alas, no. The repair check, after a couple of ones, Ellie, unfortunately, it's feasible, but you're not quite sure how to go about doing it. Jackson, you've been in the thing. It would... You'd need more power than a single recharge from a flight suit can provide. In order to properly attempt a network. Saskia, you've got absolutely no doubt in your mind you would need to get to the Eagle and turn it on first. Kind
I
of
do,
defeats the point of trying to network it.
I have another thought, friends. In that if we need to go through the Pilots Federation and the insurers, the computer on the Diamondback, surely we can spoof some credentials from it. It's got his details, his used if we can download it or use it, that we might be able to get some information released.
Or by the same person. Potentially. I want to get back there now and see what those 2 data slates have on them as well.
Well, would I know how to open up the Eagle door and bypass it?
Yes.
I would
It would
like
take
to
time.
go.
It would take time.
Maybe I can apply for a job on this space station, work a day, and get on that Eagle. These are
I
all
love the
crazy
thought.
ideas.
I love the thought for its craziness.
I'm just trying to think about how to get in. And also not to completely, just dog my chances, on my first date.
I think perhaps we should buy a larger portable battery rather than relying on these suits, and make another attempt. Maybe when the shifts have changed. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds
would-
good.
Yeah, that would probably give us more time, a little bit more time.
A clean slate too.
Yeah.
And, make sure we got enough storage to download the ship systems too. Something that we can spoof this fellow's profile.
Yeah, last thing we want to do is to leave any trace that we've been there.
I want to open up that Eagle too. Ooh, I wonder if we could just put something in. So break into the Eagle, put something in, put a remote download to be going, right? Then just download all the data and then just leave, download all the data and set something up to power it down after the data upload's done.
Can you do that?
Let me
That
check.
sounds like a win.
I don't see
Yeah.
why not.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't even have to be on there that long.
That would be a cyber roll for sure.
Wouldn't be on there that long. Yeah, let's try.
Perfectly feasible.
Let's. Nope, I rolled a 1. Let's do it again. That is much better.
Yeah. It can be done. You're still going to need to break into the thing, and you're going to need time. Basically, all of the plans that... this is for Ellie. All of the plans you've discussed so far, the main constraint is the time and not getting caught doing it. Because you will have to turn on the ship. And that's going to make a lot of noise and a lot of commotion when it fires up in a cramped storage bay.
I wonder if we could get just somebody, one of the other guys, just turn it on for us, and then we could put in the what's it, and then be done.
Yeah. Generally, you'd be wanting to move the vessel. If you were turning a ship back on, you'd be moving it to a launch hangar. Just in case there are problems when it gets turned back on and it doesn't blow apart the section of the space station it's in. Those areas are armoured, the storage compartments are not. That's why it's off. It's doable from a technical perspective. Whether or not you're able to do it without getting noticed and without getting caught is another matter.
We're gonna need a distraction.
Very much.
Preferably a not dangerous one. I don't want to get anyone hurt.
Yeah, that would seem counterproductive.
What else was down in that hangar?
The Diamondback and the Eagle. That's basically it.
Parts in boxes. Everything was stored neatly, tidily, in its place, and untouched. Basically.
Did you happen to see what a power distributor they had?
I'm afraid not.
Beans.
You could
Okay.
recognize the engines, sure, because they were uncovered. You walked past them.
Of the Diamondback engines or the Eagle?
Yeah. The Diamondback engines for sure. You saw
Oh,
the
yeah,
internals of them. Yeah. The Eagle engines, you did not have a clue.
Yeah. Oh, the
Say-
Diamondback engines, they were just the usual
Yeah,
exploration engines.
Yeah, lightweight 4Ds.
Say, Ellie,
They won't fit an Eagle though. Way
Yeah,
too
what's
big.
up, Saskia?
you remember when you first went down and I followed you and you were chatting to that engineer, and then you ended up talking about hydraulics for around an hour and how much trouble they can be and whatnot. Doesn't that give you a little bit of inspiration? There's plenty of hydraulic systems around the cargo bays, around the station as a whole. Fluids, not just coolants. Water needs to be passed everywhere. Now, if something goes wrong with the hydraulics, that happens to be messy and noisy. Do you reckon we could politely and lightly sabotage a little bit of it around there
I have a
without
bit of
destroying the area?
I have a bit of experience with sabotage and stuff. However, maybe you should do it. The last time I sabotaged something, people were harmed.
Oh my word, that's certainly not what I had in mind, no.
So if you want to do the sabotaging and then I can go and do the eagling, Jackson, what do you want? Do you want to help sabotaging or eagling? Or or a third option?
Without having any experience of sabotage matters. I mean, if it can be something that would distract engineers from going into that back hangar, that will be enough. Just something to occupy them, so that we can do our thing and get out of there.
Forgive the cliche idea. The fire alarm. It's a schoolyard trick, but the fire suppression units on stations like these are quite effective. They don't want people in those areas. If the system can be tricked into going off, we might need some breather units, but that might be a little less jail time than getting caught rupturing the hydraulics around the cargo bays.
That is true.
And that's true. That's true.
There is one more option. The two systems that he was going to. Could we find more information there? Under
That
call and
would be
harassment.
the sensible and lawful approach.
try that first. Come back to the Eagle if later on.
Well,
People
yes.
will probably have forgotten us.
I
those two
think the
ships, they aren't
Eagle.
going anywhere.
Oh,
I think the
certainly not.
Eagle has the information we need, though. Right? Like, okay, so like we could
Maybe.
go. Let's talk about this for a second, right? And we could go get some roundabout answers from somebody and figure out he went to a different system and all that other jazz, right? And then have to go again, but to get his like personal logs, to get his personal thoughts, to maybe narrow this search down a little bit and get us to a ton of coffee much sooner.
Just one
I
time.
think several tons, but I think the Eagle is more our bet, and also I think that Eagle will also give us more ammunition to blackmail Senator Armiger into giving us the insurance information that we can work with. So I mean, I don't want to be too mean to her, you know, lady in power, you know. Ellie don't mind it, but like, you know, we in order to get her to talk, like we have to give her something, like Saskia said, a reason to talk to us.
Well,
So
that actually depends on what we find in there, though. I mean, there might be nothing there.
that's true.
I know the
if it
fighters
was
on
me-
the hood. You know, any of the ships on the hood, there was next to nothing in there of any personal, you know, much of any
It was
personal
me, though?
data. The only things I found in the DBX, they were all in the personal quarters, and
Cockpit.
the ship's computer for routine communications.
If it was me though, right? I'd leave something in a DNA lock system, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna go away, right? I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna leave like the 100 credits on a dashboard of an open ship anybody can walk into. That 100 credits gonna be gone when I get there. If I leave 100 credits in a locked safe, that 100 credits is probably gonna be there unless somebody break into the safe. Now, if you're Mr. Armiger, you're thinking most people around these parts law-abiding citizens, so there ain't nothing going on over here. Ain't nobody gonna break into this thing unless somebody's looking for me, and by then I will be either A, long gone, or B, dead. It won't matter to me anyways.
I'm starting to think we're chasing a dead man.
If you want to know if the
Oh,
You're
Is that just me?
glitching fiercely there, Dr. Kairos.
I know.
Zoom
Yeah.
is doing a thing.
Zoom is doing its thing. Also, check your audio levels as well, just to make sure that you don't need to reboot your audio engine again. Yeah,
Oh.
I reboot the audio engine, I think. Whilst Kay does that, Ellie Jackson, continue.
Yeah, so I'm starting to wonder whether we're chasing a dead man.
Yeah, I don't think he did though.
testing.
I think he's just gone. Oh, there you are, Saskia.
There is something that we could do if we suspect or want to get information if that eagle might have more, is getting the flight logs for it. If that has departed the station or come back after the last flight of the Diamondback or after the rebuy, then that would say yes, he's had further adventures. If not, then he's likely still with the crashed carrier.
Well,
Seemed more flight ready than the DBX was.
The Eagle was ready to rock.
Either that or if it left sometime soon. Because, okay, let's say he is dead. He didn't fake his own death like I think he faked his own death. Somebody killed him. And, might stand a reason why. Like he's not going to have a flight accident. This is a smart man, right? and he's an elite, right? So pirates ain't gonna be nothing. Somebody killed him at that point.
Dangerous, if I remember rightly. So a
was
couple of
dangerous.
ranks underneath elite, but still pretty hot.
Yeah. So and somebody killed him. Oh, sorry, I dropped my coin. Somebody killed him, and that information is also valuable. Especially if it was a hit.
If you were, as a thing for the more computer-minded people here, if you were in a hurry to get access to the flight logs, you could try blagging a request for them. That is a thing that could happen from this room. You know, log into the relevant system on the ship's network and say, "Hey, flight logs, please. I'm totally legit, honest."
Yes, please. Saskia would like to do that.
That is a thing you could attempt. If it goes horribly wrong, there will be repercussions, but it's quick.
Let's
do it,
try it.
please.
Okay. This will be computer. Is anyone assisting?
I can assist.
Okay.
Say,
I'm
how
going
comfortable
to-
are you with computer systems, Ellie?
Oh, I'm fairly comfortable.
I've only-
I'm pretty good.
I've only had a modicum of experience with them. Do you want to help me out or drive this? I'll give you a hand.
Yeah, I mean, I can drive this if you want. But we're gonna have to use your credentials because you are definitely more legitimate than some backwater, federal girl.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
All right, let's do this. All right,
Okay.
too bad. That's a 14.
So, yeah. Wait, Ellie, you were doing your computer.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they passed it off on to me.
Yes.
We're
Was
using
that
their
because of the
credentials.
credential stuff?
We're using their
Okay, so-
credentials, but I'm better at computers.
Okay, cool. Yep, that's fine. That was I missed that part because I was sorting the music out.
It's okay.
Grand. Yep. So, you got any karma abilities for this? Just as a
No,
reminder, because
but
no one's used any karma abilities this session, so I feel compelled to ask.
Or
I've not
minor
had to punch
combat.
anyone yet.
No, this
yeah.
is true. I
Also,
love your karma abilities combat.
Yes.
Okay,
there's
fine.
only one. There's only one that's like interpersonal, and I already took it. So
That's fair. Oops. Cool. So, would you like some good news?
Yeah.
The station's security systems you managed to pull your way past. And yeah, you can get. I think you managed to get maybe a month's worth of data as a reasonable request. And even that's pushing your luck a touch. So, yeah, the last time the Eagle was flown was about 3 years ago. And it was used only in the star system. It's never left the system.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, no, that got some stuff
Yeah.
on it.
generally speaking, it flew to and from resource extraction sites and occasionally conflict zones, mostly for pirate bounty hunting, because pirates like to head to the resource extraction sites to go shake down the miners there. So in the planetary rings, there are particular spots in and around that are particularly rich in resources. Miners go there because there's lots of stuff to dig out and they can sell for profit. And then pirates go there because there's lots of miners to steal from so that they can get the stuff and sell for profit. What Leonard was doing was heading over there and shooting the pirates.
Good man.
This does all seem legit, and prior to that rebuy message.
Yeah.
Rebuy was for
I
free.
bet
Not
there is
illegal.
something on there. But I will go with the majority of people if we want to go off. Wait until we hit a dead end and come back to this eagle. However, I will say there are some feds on our butts. And it might just be best to get the information and hightail it out.
My gut feeling on this is I want to get more information from the insurance people. I need to know where they got the notification of the ship destruction from. That'll take us right to the end of this game. And I'm wondering if we can spoof enough of his credentials from the Diamondback, which we can get into easily enough. And then hightail it to one of the two systems that has been going in between. There's some distance between us and here.
Yeah, I don't think we want to stay around here for too long.
Okay.
But I'm just noticing that he went out around the galaxy in the DBX, and was flying the Eagle when he got back about 3 years ago. But then 2 months later, he has the rebuy for the Courier, and that seems to be the last anyone's ever seen of him.
Yeah.
Well, this
The trail stops. So,
if we're on this mission to find something, to bring back something from that wreckage, why is it now important after 3 years?
Also,
many
why not
questions.
ask the insurance people to go get it?
The reason for that, and Jackson and Saskia would know this, the insurance folks don't go and get it. Generally speaking, a commander would be rescued by whatever local forces are available, and the insurers just deal with sourcing and replacing the parts and components on the ship.
Well, then why not?
It is the Pilots Federation insurance, after all. They just want to make sure the pilots have got the freedom to do as they want as much as possible. They don't get involved if they don't have to.
Well, then why don't the officers in the place get the thing that they need and send it to the pilot? Like, I mean, it's nice enough. Like, I'm pretty sure if the Armiger senators was like, oh, hey, I'm a senator, I would like the wreck for my brother or uncle's thing, then, like, give it to me, they would.
Pilots
Maybe.
Federation is also very, very, very disdainful of outside political organizations. They value their independence and defend it fiercely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a bit confused. That's okay.
Yeah, as a because Ellie is fairly insular in her upbringing, she wouldn't necessarily know this, but certainly Jackson and Saskia would.
yeah, and anything carried in the ship, like cargo or anything, that would be lost.
Did
But he would
the
get the
data
ship back.
sticks? Did the data sticks return anything that I had?
Did you roll me a computer for them?
Yeah, I think I did. I can roll it again.
I can't remember a
lost.
computer for the data sticks.
It's lost
can't
forever.
remember.
I just re-rolled it.
Yeah,
Here you go.
Cool.
I rolled you another one.
but that's pretty good. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, spot on. Unsurprisingly, these data chips are encrypted. How long are you going to spend breaking the encryption?
I mean, we have the night, so
Yeah, it'll take a couple of
as
hours.
long as I need.
Mostly through brute forcing it with a dictionary attack. You know, you probe for weaknesses, you give it a crack. No, it's patched pretty well. It's missing a couple of updates, but nothing that would expose the password filters. So you just have to rely on a good old-fashioned dictionary attack and set your tablet to do its thing. And yeah, you managed to crack the password. It's just a string of random letters and numbers about, I don't know, 20 characters long or so. And inside is a bit of personal correspondence. Loads of pictures of planets, of Jayla again, when she was younger and older as well. You have a few of her in the courier. You have a few of Jayla and Leonard together in various locations. You can see the water world crop up a couple of times. No people in those. And you can see same ice world. Different sort of perspectives and stuff. This particular one probably taken from a ship. There are a few like on the ground and things as well. Again, no people. But they crop up a lot. Those two planets, or moons, or bodies, or whatever, probably between them have as many pictures as the entirety of the rest of the album. You also get a good indication of his personal finances. The guy was a literal billionaire. You have some... What's the other thing that he had on those things? Hang on. Forgot. Personal correspondence, financial details, cat pictures. That was it.
Ah, this is nice. He got some kitties.
Yeah.
Oh no, what happened to the cats?
They're just sort of like generic, like you'd find on, say, Reddit or something. They're just generic pictures of cute animals. So cat pictures, financial info, personal correspondence. He's the personal correspondence. A few messages to and from family, a few messages to and from Jayla in particular. She mentions there about her political ambitions. One day I'll fix this system, in sort of capital letters. I will be the senator, and I will get things done. And there's other less exciting things, like what they had for breakfast, that kind of stuff.
In his, what is the latest personal correspondence in that?
Latest personal correspondence in that is about 3 years ago.
What was the last thing?
3 years, 1 month, 3 years, 2 months ish on that particular. On these particular data sticks, I should say, there's they're almost copies of each other. There's probably one was a backup. A few files are different, but generally the content is almost identical.
What did the last one say?
The last one was really, really mundane. I think the last one to Jayla was mentioning about the things he'd seen on his most recent exploration trip, and wishing her luck and health. The most recent one from Jayla was complaints about some of her political rivals being a pain in the butt, promoting some members of her staff who'd done particularly well, grumbling about how bad the fresh bread is where she lives. It's fairly mundane familial correspondence. Give me insight.
Can I also figure out if I can oh, heck yeah.
Whoa! I like this.
Can I also see if I can locate the names of those planets that he'd been visiting?
Ooh. Yes, you could certainly give it a go. And for that, you're going to need a different roll. However, the insight is for the relationships between himself and his family. These guys got on really well. They were literally worlds apart in ambition and worldview. Leonard, free spirit, didn't care about the family business, politics, and mining and materials and manufacturing. He wanted to see pretty planets and go exploring. Jayla, she was she was a paramedic, actually. You triple check that. I want to make sure I get this right. I think she was a paramedic. Let me check. Yeah, she was a paramedic before she got into politics. And paramedic as in ambulance paramedic. And that seems to have been like a work experience-y sort of thing. Seems to have done that, kind of slumming it a little, as it were, and then getting into politics off the back of that. What was the thing you asked me? Sorry, my brain's gone dead.
The name of the planets.
The names of the planets. I'm going to need a skill. Let's see. Probably computer, but where the heck is my? There's rolled. Yep. And I'm gonna want. Shit. Let's see. I'm gonna say computer and security. Not because it's a secure thing, but because there's so much data on here, you're gonna need some searching algorithms and, sort of security stuff to go through all of this.
Yeah.
Okay, so your security
first,
check is
computer
middling,
second.
your computer check is okay. Yeah, you managed to get the icy world. And let me triple check. Yes, you managed to find a likely location for this icy planet. And the water world, you get a good couple of candidates, but nothing concrete. And at that, we shall end the episode.
Dun dun dun. We're so close to fighting this guy.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you all because you were on such a roll, but I was mindful of it getting super late. So, a cliffhanger.
Yes.
Yes, congratulations, everybody. That was pretty good. You will get 3 rank up points this session. Ooh. 3. Congratulations.
Cool.
Thank you.
Well, welcome.
So we are at 15.
Yes. Until you started breaking into, breaking and entering, you were at 1.
Well,
But I was kind of expecting that. I didn't expect breaking and entering as a thing. I thought I had myself well planned. Nope.
Yeah, we're gonna take advantage where we can.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, let's go around the room, do our relationshipy bits and outros. Brother Samathias, could you start us off, please?
Right. Well, I'm Brother Sabathius. I've been playing Jackson West for you tonight, our ex-Federal Navy cyborg person. You normally find me at twitch.tv brother_Sabathius, where I play Elite Dangerous or Sea of Thieves, Lego building, costume making kind of stuff. So as far as relationships this time, it's a tough choice, this one. It is a tough choice. I think +1 again to Saskia.
What's that put up to you?
That puts me to +3.
Okay, so reset that to 0.
Okay.
And Saskia now gets a free skill point. She can assign anywhere, up to your skill cap.
Oh, lovely.
Gosh.
Like a full point?
Sorry?
Like a full point, like to make like if I had engineer
as if you had a checkbox.
Okay.
But you
Gotcha.
could put it in any skill you like.
Okie dokie.
So yes, the reason, Jackson.
For keeping him right in Empire space, make him feel a bit more comfortable in Empire space. And obvious connections to Imperial information.
Awesome, thank you.
So,
yeah, tell us about yourself and what you do.
Oh, that's all done.
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
yeah. You usually, sorry. You usually have your spiel about why is my ship sinking?
Oh, the thing, yes. I kept it short. So.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you. Dr. K. Ross.
Yes, hello, thank you for watching. I'm Dr. K. Ross. I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dr. K. Ross and all over social media as well. And a variety streamer here. I do some retro games, modern games, some art streams. I've got a painting I started a few weeks back. I really need to get back to it. But most of all, it's about the chill chat. It's about the community. That's why I'm here. Now, I've been playing Dr. Saskia Turo, the ex-doctor who's decided to take up space shenanigans instead and is now contemplating sabotaging space stations. What a slide we've gone through.
I
in
cannot
life.
describe the amount of internal panic I had when you suggested sabotaging the hydraulic systems of a Coriolis starport. Just for the record.
Shenanigans.
I would have let you do it, don't get me wrong, but as long as you're willing to do the consequences as well.
As for relationships, today I would like to pass that +1 back to Jackson for that.
Ooh.
Very, very fine piece of spy work going on there. Very subtle, very quiet. Some of the preconceptions about this military Federation person with a cyborg arm, big, loud, whatnot. No, that's melting away a little bit and seeing just how skilled Jackson actually is.
Yeah, the Jackson breaking and entering expert to add to his list of accomplishments. Thank you very much, Dr. K. Ross. Taco Trash Can.
I think Ellie's gonna go to Jackson as well, because just making do with the distraction that I caused, even though I did get a date out of it and it was a bit self-serving.
You didn't just get a date out of it, you got some really useful tips on repairing as well.
I did. I got so much out of that conversation. And just for Jackson, just capitalizing on my distraction of all the engineers was just perfect. So
that was pretty good.
A close second is Saskia for giving me some dating advice on how to be normal, but I gotta go with Jackson too. But yes, I am Taco Trash Can. I am a variety streamer. I do a bunch of chaotic things. You can go find me on over at Taco Trash Can. Ultimately, just like to make people smile and laugh. So if you enjoy smiling and giggles, come on down.
Awesome. To double check, what does your +1s, Saskia and Ellie, put you up to on your relationships? Because if you're at +3, you now reset that to 0 and give Jackson a skill point.
With Jackson, I'm just at 2.
Yeah, I think you're at a +2. Saskia?
Just a +1.
Just a +1. Ah!
I thought you were at a +2 with him. I thought you already gave him a plus before.
I did as well, but it wasn't on the sheet.
You should be keeping track of these. It's your responsibility, not mine. Yeah. Yes, that was it. And alas, Psyche couldn't be with us today because she wasn't feeling very well. Get well soon, Psyche. Psyche is also awesome. She does Elite Dangerous, amongst other fun shenanigan things. Go check out Psyche on twitch.tv/Psyche, where she does variety shenanigans. She's into Skyrim, into Elite. She recently completed Undertale, and she also recently played Final Fantasy VII for the very first time. That was pretty good. So yeah, Psyche is awesome and spectacular, so go check her out. And also go check these amazing people out. They are spectacular and wonderful, and well worth your attention and your subscriptions if you have one spare. And lastly, I'm Astacon. I've been your Games Master and Guide today. I had shenanigans planned, and then the players were like, no, we're going to go this way instead. And they threw a curveball at me. They threw several curveballs at me, as is usual. And it's been great. It's been absolutely fantastic. I should have been doing this whilst everyone was doing the outros. So we're going to go ahead and raid somebody. I haven't picked who yet, so we'll confirm that during the outro screen. We will be back on Wednesday for episode 3 of Darktide Rising Water. You may have seen the trailer during the break. GM'd by the extremely talented Gabriel, aka Good and Chaotic. I'm really looking forward to that. It's been great, and it's been awesome to watch. Our next episode of Daybreak City Nights is on the 29th of this month, which is the penultimate episode. You get to see me again, but I'm not going to be the Games Master this time. I'm going to be part of the cast. I think that's everything. So yeah, let's head on off. We will sort out a raid target momentarily. So please do stick around for the raid. It helps us and it helps them. And we will see you next week, Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern. And have a pleasant. Thank you very much for watching, everybody.